Hello guys, welcome back. I'll be doing a season 2 review and discussion of Reign as well, just like the first video. This show isn't very historically accurate, so if you're not really into stuff like that, please leave now. There will also be spoilers for Reign season 2 as well. So in season 2 is very different from season 1. We have Mary and Francis's marriage being even more fractured because of what's happening in France with the Protestants and the Catholics. There's a noble called Narcissus introduced, and he's basically threatening Francis because in season 1, which I didn't mention in the first video, Francis kills his father to save Mary, and Narcissus knows that he did it, so he uses it as leverage to make him do what he wants because Narcissus claims that he loves France more than Francis does, and Francis' priority is actually Mary and not France. And so because of that, Francis does what Narcissus tells him to do, but Mary's like, wait, you're making all these political decisions that are like not you, like what's going on, like talk to me. And Francis won't talk to Mary because if she knows what he did, they can both go down for regicide. So he's like, I can't tell her anything. So what ends up happening is the Protestant and Catholic fight ends up coming right to the palace, and Mary is raped right in her royal chamber. And because of the incident and everything, and then the night it happened, Francis was trying to deal with Narcissus and kind of like fix the situation without talking to Mary. He comes back and she's obviously really shaken up. His mother has been taking care of her, the aftermath of the crisis. And he tells her everything that happened, and she looks at him and goes, you are to blame for what happened to me, and I cannot be with you anymore. Like, we're gonna have to cut this off. No. So some episodes go by, and there's a character that they introduced in season 2 called Conde. Now, Conde and Mary had this romantic tension that was underlying, but they couldn't act on it because Mary was in love with Francis, and she's also a queen, and she's also a married woman, and she can't be seen committing adultery, right? She's also the Queen of Scots. So she ends up using Conde as a way to heal herself from her assault. And let me be honest, I know for a fact the writers did this to simply give leeway to another love triangle because it worked really well in season 1. And I don't think that it was a good way to use the assault to make way for this love triangle. They could have done anything else. Mary was pretty silly in season 1, and I had preferred her to just continue in her silliness than to use her assault as a way to allow her to be with Conde. So anyway, that just annoyed me, but let's move on. Conde and her sleep together and everything. Francis gives them leeway. Francis is trying to move on without her in the process, but he can't. Like, he just keeps thinking about Mary. Well, in the meantime, Conde's brother, who is the King of Navarre, is trying to help Conde become the next King of England because we introduced Queen Elizabeth I in this season as well. She's trying to find a king, and she's like, oh, Conde would be a good option or whatever. But then Conde's trying to trick Elizabeth, and basically he intends to become King of England and then get rid of Queen Elizabeth and then replace her with Mary. And it's how did he think that was gonna work? Anyway, Francis catches on to this, tells Mary. Mary's like, okay, that's so messy, it would ruin so many things. So she decides to betray Conde. Conde gets banished and whatever, and she ends up with Francis again. And then Mary's like, I'm so sorry for everything I've done to Francis, and he ends up forgiving her because he's dying. So the prophecy in season 1 comes back around, and Francis is dying of an ear disease. His ears are bleeding, he's dying, he's getting more sick, and he decides to forgive her. Basically, they don't have a lot of time left, so he's like, oh, whatever, right? And then it ends. Season 2 is very much it's still interesting, but again, the way they use the assault kind of ruined the entire season for me. And just introducing Conde's character, having people that were so in love in season 1 be so broken because of, number one, poor communication from Francis out of pure fear for Mary's life. But still, he should have talked to her. And then second of all, the way the writers used the assault to kind of do the love triangle thing because the ratings were so high in season 1. Anyway, let me know what you think about this in the comments below. If you like my channel and my videos, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for listening. Bye.